Howdy, and welcome to Broken Tool Garage. If you've been following along, last week got the Ramcharger in. So this week, let's look at some parts that I'm going to have for it that I already bought. We're going to take a peek at those, and then we're going to get to the build plan. Alright, let's take a peek at what I had in that box. Now, I already opened it, I did the video for it, and I messed up because I didn't have a good background. It's just the outside light coming in. So what we're going to look at is all the parts I've been accumulating to put on the Ramcharger so far. But first things first, let's look at that Rock Auto magnet that I got. Okay, what have I got in the box? I have ball joints. So this is I went with the Mavotech. I've been having good luck with those. The greasable ball joints on the Dodges, they're screw-in ball joints. Yeah, that's right, they screw in, they don't press in on the uppers. The lowers are press in. I got tie rod in. Well, I thought that was my tie rod in. There is one in there. These are upper control arm bushings. Looks like these are, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So this is kind of cool. See that? That's offset. So that allows me to dial in a little bit of extra camber on the vehicle. You don't get caster camber plates on those, so the offset bushings is how you tackle that. All right, what we got here? I better look this time. Okay, just a regular, the whatever bushing. Oh, I have these laying around. So these are the strut rod bushings, polyurethane. Power steering hose. The other power steering hose. Bearings, if I can get them out of the box. Went with National bearings. These are the front hub bearings on there. Two-roll drive, so you got your inners and outers. And you have your seals. All right, what's next? Now this could be, I don't know, I better look at it. That looks like my other ball joint right there. Oh, and it's got the boot installer with it. Nice, nice. I didn't get one with that. I guess I ordered one without the boot installer because once you have one boot installer, you have your boot installer, right? Let's see here. What do we got with this? Disc brake hardware. So we're moving from suspension to brakes. Oh, more control arm bushings. Now these are not offset right here. So I might have whoopsied and bought extras. Where'd those go? Okay, so this is enough to do one side because there's two per. So I guess I'll do one side with these, and then I'll have to order another set of these because I'm not going to have one side with and one side without. But I think these will fit. I got Herald 2.0, so these might fit Herald 2.0 as well. All right, now what do we got? Got a brake hose and another brake hose. Exciting getting it. Running out of table space here. All right, now what do we got? There's gotta be a tie rod in here somewhere. I know I got tie rods. Haha! Oh, hey! A ninja magnet. You see that? He snuck it in there. Okay, so here's, I did one side of tie rods. I used the same one, so I know these are pretty good. I want to show you something on tie rods. I like to get the ones that don't come out of the package easy. So I like to get the ones with the grease cert in there, so greasable. And then if you look at the boot, it has that kind of a wire or whatever holder on there. I like getting those because they stay in place. If you don't get those, a lot of times you're just going to be fighting them, the boots and everything coming off. I think I did, can't remember what I put on Jim, but okay, now here is the magnet. I don't think I have that one. No, I have one, it's just, I think I have the red TVR. Right there. So 2 magnets so far. And this has got to be my other tie rod end. So that'll finish up all the, well, not all the suspension and steering. Yep, the other one. So that'll tie up the tie, that'll tie up the tie rods. I got the, was it the pitman arm and idler arm I haven't done anything with. And then there's the steering knuckle too. I don't think I needed the steering knuckle when I did the steering. So, oh, one more thing. Got brake hoses, disc brake hardware, disc brakes. So I went with a little bit better brand, the Power Stop brand. I think this was the, yes, the Z23 right there. So you can look it up. I think that's a truck towing one because I want it to stop real good, right? Okay, well, that's the parts that I have to put on. I don't know what order I'm going to do it on. So, well, speaking of what order I'm going to work on stuff, let's just get to the build plan, which, if you know, when you're doing an automobile, the build plan is sometimes you got to have a little wiggle room in there. But this is the general plan that I want to do. So let's just get to that. All right, Ramchargering. What do I need to do to the Ramcharger? Well, I'll make it short. Everything. All right, let's go over. So on the outside, this is the original paint job. So we see some areas like down in there that need to be addressed, as well as some lighting, because y'all might want to see. Right, so that's pretty typical. I went through and did the other side down underneath the rocker panel over here. I did that a few years ago, right? So that's, you know, it's that same satin black paint that I painted Jim with. I got it laying around, right? So that wasn't going to be a finished thing, but that is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It's sealed and protecting it. All right. Remember doing this? Hey, it's actually in that position too, right? So I still have the other side to do. I got the roof to do as far as paint and body work, actually just rust to keep it from rotting through right there, right? Still got the leak, the inside leak somewhere back behind the fender where I can't reach it. So that's kind of the outside stuff. I want to pull that trailer hitch, receiver hitch off. I'm not going to tow anything with this. Did that before I had the Ram over there. All right, engine bay. So there's the engine. As you saw, there was an issue with antifreeze in the oil. So not just water and condensation, like antifreeze in the oil. So I'm going to pull the engine out and go through it and see what we got. Now, I did build this about 10 years ago, so I wouldn't expect anything too bad in there. But I wasn't able to. There wasn't any facilities to deck the block, and I just did the bare minimum on the head. Now, it lasted 10 years, so I think that worked pretty good. Not ideal, but it got me. Like I said, I used to drive this thing every day, not in the Ramcharger, in the red and white truck. So I'm going to pull the engine. Oh, heater hoses, heater core. That's one of the things that I need to do. It started leaking. So that's going to be a big drivability thing. Transmission dumps fluid everywhere. It's the original 1977 transmission. So that's another thing on the list to do. All right, so if we look down here, hey, look, I got new tires and wheels. An old, crummy, probably factory rotor caliper, brake hoses. So that's why I had some of that stuff in the box, is because I want to address that before there's a problem, not after there's a problem. So as far as drivability, yes, I could drive it without doing some of these things, but for how long? All right, so that's front suspension. Finished the steering. I think I did 1 or 2 tie rod ends already. I rebuilt the steering box. Did you know that? I rebuilt the steering box on this thing. So that's, you can see that. I always forget. It's over here. Got to think backwards. So a lot of these things I have videos on what I've done. So I'm just going to continue working on this. So now the question is, there's plenty to do. So what's the biggest priority? Well, I think I'm going to tackle get it running. So that's what's going to make it, you see it's in here just kind of cattywampus. I had to push it in. That's a big pain in the butt. I mean, just to be honest, that's a pain in the butt. So I think getting it drivable. So what does that mean? Pull the engine out. Go through the engine. There's some stuff I want to do on the head. There's stuff I want to do on the lower end. I know that some of the gaskets are getting older and it's starting to leak. So I'm going to address that, and I think I have a couple new techniques for the Slant 6. I'm going to dive into some things that I found out on that that'll probably help it from leaking. Transmission, it's going manual. A while back, a number of years ago, I found a Dodge truck in the junkyard, Slant 6, manual transmission. So that's the 3-speed overdrive. So I got the clutch pedal set, and I got the transmission and the linkages to do it, because it's a linkage dial. Now I don't know, it depends. I have all the linkages, so I'll probably put it in there like that, but it is capable of going to a hydraulic clutch. That body style truck had hydraulic clutches in, I think 88, around, definitely 88, 90 would be a hydraulic clutch. So I can go get those parts and put those on there and convert it to that. The bell housing I'm going to use has that. So I'll have the bell housing. I have a flywheel. If it's good, I'll use it. If not, I'll get a new one. Clutch kit. Get a manual transmission down in there, right? I mean, there's so much stuff I'm going to be doing on this truck, but I think getting it driving, that's going to be probably the most, what I consider the most important part. That's something I can do, I'm not going to say fairly quick, but that's going to be stage 1. Make it run, and then I can drive it in, out, around, at least around the yard, stuff like that. It just makes it so much easier whenever you get to that point.